Okay, is it good? Are we good? Keep refreshing. Keep refreshing. Keep refreshing. Keep refreshing. Please. Yay! Oh, jeez. For our adolescence and for our prime, the same thing goes. Filled with worries moment to moment, yet in time you look back and wonder to yourself what those little worries even meant. Back then we had strength we could never use up. We always wanted to do something or other. We always believed life would get better. And so we were earnest, and we strove to live. How strange. Wasn't everything meant to get better? It's hard to say at what point it happened, but it was like I'd lost the vigor to long for the future. Narrower grew the spaces that could accommodate me, thinner grew the air that could give me breath. Now my life was heavy, and I could see the end of it. And it had no hope no more. Night-night, Tali. As if a stone rolling down a mountain. And you can see, and I can see, it's not ever going to stop. It'll just fall and fall and fall, until it's shattered apart. My flowers, they're all gone. Do not step forward. This part of the building has suffered repeated structural damage. It has a high degree of instability. Ugh. Clement, come back. No, Senor Federico. I need to look one more time. You previously stated that the flower that you're looking for is not here. I did. I just wanted to check. All the flowers are dead, and not one. Not a single one had the luck to be saved. I'm unable to analyze your behavior. I'm unable. I planted these flowers myself to stand for friendship and hope. But they stopped caring about those things long ago. Nobody follows the flowering seasons anymore. They forgot one thing above all that they shouldn't forget. Isn't it ridiculous? How could some suspect Raymond of the Fire, just because he's a Sarkaz? After living beside each other for so long, the harder the times, the closer we should come together, so His Excellency says. I want like nothing else to believe him, and by all rights I should. But the truth is placed before me, and I can't turn my head away. Why do barriers never cease to be? Is mankind doomed never to understand one another? The tiniest chaos is enough to shatter the order. The moment confusion envelops, people begin to hurt one another. Enough. I've put up with it for long enough. Clement staggers his way before the holy statue, scorched in the fire. No second lucky flower is there. Only an old wooden tray holding a few slices of driest bread. A staff of life somewhat strange in scent. Into his mouth it goes, and he chews. It is a faint brininess, with a flavor as astringent as the tides. Disgusting. Clement, put down that object. Put it down? No. Last night I was intending to go to confession, but ended up overhearing the abbot's plan. It made me think, surely, at least Gerald and his people didn't need to take part. They were about to leave anyway. But why did it all turn out this way? I'll eat of this until it's gone. You are not doing this to prolong your own life. Why are you still attempting to change? I just want an answer. I want to know if there's any being in this forsaken world that can save us. Federico knows he must stop the man before him right now. But in fact he stands there rooted in place, just a few steps outside, Arturia begins to bow her cello, strings cutting through quiet as his curtain. The sentiments within Federico does not grasp, and never tries to grasp. But for the very first time, the executor cannot help his own actions. He begins to lose his understanding of himself. Why? Why did he not act the very moment he saw the other party? Why, despite this feeble man consuming a thing that turns people into monsters, has nothing happened at all? The song rises, key rested up by one tone. Between notes, the silence that disperses seems a mocking joke. Is this blood? So what? This is it. What's the point without? Respiratory rate quickening. It's possible that the blunt force trauma caused bleeding in your lower respiratory tract or lungs. If steps are not taken, it may lead to suffocation. You require prompt medical treatment. Until then, I will perform first aid on you. No. Clement covers his mouth with his hands and tries to stifle the sound of his coughing as hard as he can. But still, the blood spills forth from his palms, with a discomforting viscosity, dripping down along the creases in his fingers. He staggers backwards and tumbles to the ground before the statue. The graven image he burned almost seems now to accept him once more. Murderer bereft of strength that he is, its broken arms fall to either side as if in gentle embrace. Clement feels a wave of peculiar warmth. Look at me. Aren't I entirely all right? So even this turned out to be false. The abbot was made a fool of. There's no God out there. What you ate originates from some kind of oceanic detritus. It is exceedingly probable to have induced mutation on the physiological level, but it has never had anything to do with the God you speak of. Ridiculous. You are in terrible condition. If you continue to worsen at your present rate, you will enter shock, and the risk of death will be enormous. Really? That's just not bad. If you wish to leave any last will or testament, I am able to serve as your executor nominate. Will? No. I don't have anything to leave. Lateran. Our paradise is a lie, your faith is hollow. Any friendship, faith, hope, future, it's all gone. No one can really be saved. No one can truly find redemption. Is this a sort of choice? Is this some kind of happy ending? The executor stands there and moves no further forward. Beyond the touch of anything or anyone, all his tribulations gradually fade away. The weary gardener finally closes his eyes. Hi, Blue Space. Still, the lingering sound echoes. Still I can feel it. A shake from the strings to my fingertips in the final moment. A last note so sharp it could tear skin. Yet at the outset, that melody was calm as a babbling brook. Someone otherwise so ordinary used his own life to prove one thing, that there is no such thing as a savior. His unyielding mind triumphed over his own changing flesh. Such beautiful music. This is the spirit of mankind, tenacious and free, of a timbre those lamentable sea creatures could never know. This song will bring his story to all. They will understand his feelings, exalt his determination, and sing praise of his courage. Clement Dubois will be remembered forevermore. Wouldn't you say so, Federico? I was expecting you'd stay there a while longer. After all, you seem to care greatly about the man who died. We even thought his affairs were a higher priority than capturing me. Federico, have you learned compassion? Or are you still as you were? Unable to discern the emotions others feel, estranged from the crowd. Fugitive Arturia, your Originium arts have once again induced the death of another. I cannot ignore the greatest threat within my firing range. Per the laws of Laterano, your sentence will be extended again. It was his will to seek death. Even had I not performed, he would still take this path. Time after time I simply shed light on the scars across those poor people's hearts. And what do bystanders do but turn and look away? Are you stung by his experiences, just as others are? Federico, you still can't make sense of uncontrollable urges even now, can you? Just as the abbot persists along his path of thorns. Just as I cannot help but want to perform the emotions of others. I certainly cannot make sense of them. Whether I do or not, it has no impact on my implementation of the law. But I proceeded to the sacrarium so that Clement would earn his rightful treatment. He was not worthy of death. Oh? You wanted to save a man who intended to destroy himself. Haven't you realized? That's not a notion logic would fit at all. Clement says that once a flaw, imperfection, or wound manifests in something seemingly perfect, it is broken beyond repair. I will test the accuracy of this statement. You have become just a little more amusing, Federico, but only that little bit. Perhaps, come next we meet, that's when I'll be able to play your mind. Sadly, it's time I wrap this trip up. Excuse me, might you be Frau Arturia? I've been waiting for you. My apologies. We were the ones who extended an invitation to you as our guest, and yet I was late to arrive. Finding this place was an ordeal. Have I perhaps come at a bad time? Federico! Man, oh man. I look at this scene and my brain is a pretzel. Federico, how did it happen that you faced off with Arturia? Good morning, Heron of Lateran. Good morning. Nage, Frau. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's clearly German. V would be so disappointed. Federica, her coat of arms is from one of the Kurfürsten, the Principe Electores. You can't make a direct move against Arturia right now. Laterano-Lathanian ties would be at risk. I refuse your suggestion. Are you done talking it over? Actually, how about, Federico, I give you one chance. If you want to point your gun at me, then this is where you want to aim. The black-haired woman clasps the executor's tense gun hand in her own. She presses the muzzle against her own forehead. Hang on. What? Reverend Reverie, thank you for following. Sorry, I got confused. I didn't see a follow notification pop up. But thank you very much. She presses the muzzle against her own forehead. Just pull the trigger and your bullet will pierce my skull. And from then on I would never bother you again, Federico, do you want to do that? Why don't you give it a try? I am required to arrest fugitives. If the situation does not necessitate, then shooting to kill is generally not advised. But your argument is extremely rational. What are you? Listen to me. This could be an international incident. Hold on, Oren. I don't think things are that serious. No, she will be fine. You do not understand this woman. I'm only playing a little game. Frau Arturia, is this some kind of applied arts? Even so, what you just did was far too dangerous. Thank you for your concern. I'll be cautious next time, should there be one. Federico, think of this as a clue from me to you. Have you ever felt like there's a performance that never ends, but you just can't hear it? That until its grandest, most wonderful passages, everyone is deaf to. Well then, the music is over and it's time I went on my way again. Herrschaffen of Laterano. Auf Wiedersehen. 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 If you'll excuse us. You're actually just gonna stand there and let them go? I thought it'd take at least 𝍊🋼 and me at the same time to hold you back. You're extremely noisy. What? Hey, Federico, where are you going? He's headed for the area by the clock tower. If I remember right, that's where the Abbey Cemetery is? Alright, no more gawking. All's well that ends well. Plus, we've still got things to do. Signor Federico? Signoria Arturia? They're gone. It's okay. Let's go look somewhere else. Why is there a man lying down here? Shh, he's asleep. We shouldn't wake him up. Oh, I know who this man is. He grows really pretty flowers. Same kind as Mama always brings home to put in the vase. What are you doing, Sara? You know Mama gave us that. But he might catch a cold sleeping here. Mama said good kids led to be appreciative. You mean appreciative. Okay, we'll let him borrow it for a bit then. Once he wakes up, I hope he'll keep growing heaps and heaps of pretty flowers. Yeah, I'm sure of it. Oh, thank goodness. We made it in time. We got 10 minutes. Okay. Quickly. Ah! No, not this one. This one. Grab it. There's nothing left here. Okay, cool. There's the EX stages. Okay, good, that's there. Okay, quickly. Ooh, this one. I guess I can't get that one. Huh. What's left? Give me the coal. Sugar packs? Sure, why not? And then... sniper chips. Then skill summaries. And I'll spend the last one on this LMD. There we go. Hey, wingman. I'm talking to you. Hey, come back! Assuming that wingman is an epithet for Sancta, there are multiple individuals who fit the name. I'm talking to you. I know your name is Federico. Very well. You really know how to piss people off, don't you? I don't have time for your crap. And that guy, Oren, he said that Gerald, for us, for me and Fortuna, is it true? Is Gerald really... Yes, Gerald is dead. You can buy it afterwards, but I can't claim the rewards afterwards. Now that you answered, I'm starting to wish you didn't. I don't get it. How could it be? I'm sorry, but this is a fact. What are you sorry about? Pfft. Keep your distance, wingman. Close your eyes. Don't look at me. That thing on your head is way too bright. It hurts my eyes. I just need a second to adjust. Very well. Gerald gave you his knife. The choice was his. It's not my place to argue. But I can't let you take it away. You have to know what it means to take the weapon of a 𝑍𝋃 mercenary. It means carrying on the legacy of his name. Yes, that's why I'm going to take it back from you, along with Gerald's name and his honor. I challenge you. You won't win. I have to. As long as I draw breath, I'll find you and challenge you. Don't you dare underestimate me. I refuse your challenge. How dare you? I'm challenging you to an honorable... Gerald was a mere hunter. There is no legacy to inherit in his knife. What do you mean? Exactly what I said. If you want a knife that inherited the name of a 𝑍𝋃 mercenary, I have never been in possession of one. You're wasting your time challenging me. If you want the knife of Gerald the Hunter, then yes, I am currently in possession of it. Why, you... Do you want it? This is Gerald's treasure. He wouldn't never let me take it just like that. You keep it safe. You just wait. I'll lead my people to find a new path, just like Gerald did. I'll come back for it when I've earned it. Very well. I will keep it safe until then.
Raymond. Stop cooking. I think he can take it. What about you? You said you couldn't hold a gun anymore. Are you praying with it? Yes. I have a feeling it will answer me again. Can I still use it, 𝑍𝋃🍊🍊? Why not? It may be a little old, but you can trust my handiwork. I used to study antique guns, you know. Lately, though, I'm finding new things a little more interesting. Do new things scare you at all? There's no point being scared. One wants to learn more in spite of fear. Besides, somebody once told me that techniques exist to be used. I didn't understand at the time, but now... Now? I understand a little. I'm a craftsman, and I'm responsible for the weapons I craft. Well, set that aside for a bit. What about you? Are you ready to leave with the 𝑍𝋃s? How did you know what I was going to say? No empathy needed to guess your thoughts. It's not such a big deal when you put it that way, is it? You wouldn't come looking for me at this hour with that solemn look on your face if you were planning to come back to 𝑓𝑍𝋃. Sorry. I promised to come quietly and accept the punishment I deserved, but now I'm trying to run away. So will I let you go? Take a guess. Your whole deal here is kind of a headache. You'll have to wear a hood all the time, if you live in 𝑓𝑍𝋃. I see. I guess that won't work. Not that it'll be much better anywhere else. You'll need to hide your horns, your appearance, and your gun. And I'll still be your warden. You'll have to keep touch with me, no matter where you go, as long as you live. You won't cause me any trouble, will you? Wait, you're letting me go? Won't you get into trouble for that? Worst case scenario, I quit my job at the courier. That was a joke. It's true that I'll have some reports to write when I get back. I'll think about whether to get started on a resignation letter after that. Anyway, you owe me more than a pizzella now. Thank you. Thank you so much. Are we still kin? Does it matter? You're not getting off the hook, kin or not. I want this pizzella next time I see you.
That was kind of rude. Be a bit nicer to the girl, okay? She's traumatized. The convoy is almost here. The abbey can start moving once it's refueled. Well, this is a tricky case. Even though the location wasn't that far from 𝑓𝑍𝋃, I think I should still borrow a bed at the Abbey and get some rest. I didn't see you do anything particularly tiring, 𝍊🋼🍊. Weren't you pretending that you didn't know anything? Or should I thank you for not being lazy enough to dump all the evidence linked to the Church of the Deep into the sewers? Don't be so uptight, Oren. I'm sure Federica remembers the 𝍊🋼🍊 mercenaries' dossier better than I do. And you and 𝍊🋼🍊 are definitely more familiar with the Church of the Deep cases than I am. Plus, don't you think we're starting to get along a little bit, after you gave up empathy? Why are you bringing that up? No reason. Just, sometimes it's better to know less about a guy. Like how you have to close one eye when you shoot. Just to make it clear though, I took 𝍊🋼🍊's instructions about confirming whether the Abbey had anything to do with the Church of the Deep seriously. At the end of the day, I suppose we can all sleep better at night. You're lucky. Or should I say we're lucky. The monastery gets the supplies it needs to return to 𝍊🋼🍊. The disruption to the inhabitants was minimal. The fallen girl is gone with the 𝍊🋼🍊. 𝍊🋼🍊 will be able to find her, and the 𝍊🋼🍊 if need be. ���🋼🍊's image has not been materially affected. Things don't turn out so well every day. I prayed for a smooth trip to 𝍊🋼🍊, safe from bandit attacks. We should be fine once we get to ���🋼🍊.
I hope so. The emissaries from ���🋼🍊 don't look like they've ever been hungry, and their clothes are brand new. I envy them. How do they plant their crops? Or do they give everyone a gun to hunt with?
Who knows? I can't imagine. I can't imagine what I would do with my time if I didn't have to spend all my time fixing houses and making tools.
I'm trembling, and I can't tell whether it's from excitement or from fear.
Let's pray. Our faith will protect us. Well, we did our best, didn't we? As for whether things will turn out well in the end.
Do you know where Mama went?
A child? I thought everyone was gathered up here.
Mama's not here, but she came back last night. Yeah, Mama brought us a gift last night. We lent it to a sleeping man.
Sleeping?
He was sleeping really deep. He must have been having a nice dream.
An abbey built upon a mobile plate, moving again after being stranded for a decade, almost becoming one with the land. An impressive sight, the convergence of destruction and rebirth. Yes. You seem troubled. Do tell if you feel unwell. Your transformation is yet incomplete. The path ahead will be laborious. I'm fine. Will the 𝍊🋼🍊s treat those children well? I believe so. The sitting pope is known for moderation and benevolence. They will likely be taken in by foster parents and grow up in 𝍊🋼🍊, traveling with the fallen angel and the eyes of the Sancta from the Curia on them. It's unlikely that your kin will face any retribution. I'm glad to hear that. Only one thing, Bishop Aulus. They're not my kin anymore. If that is what you think, then that is what it will be. The stranded paradise is no more. It is time for us to set out. Once again, we welcome you, Hymen. What are your plans? Sinners cannot be choosers. You may have had the intention to cause harm, but at the end of the day, you didn't do any real damage. Personally, I see no problem, but 𝍊🋼🍊 might be a bit stricter where Iberia is concerned. It doesn't seem like you're very happy with that answer. I apologize for the discourtesy I showed, Reverend Nuncio. I sense your sincerity. I accept your apology. But I also sense that it's not what you really want to say. It's not an easy thing, judging oneself. It is the truth that I fell to despair and knelt before the malice in my heart. What is more deserving of punishment? Harm caused out of benevolence, or malice not put into action? To me, it's the former. An idea could be fleeting, or it could take root silently, biding its time. How could you know that it is simply the result of a single moment of weakness? What would this place be like if I chose another path? I can't say that I've purged the caprices from my mind. I can't even say that I still believe in our laws.
But you still feel it, don't you?
Yes, I do. Every waking moment I prayed that the people would be given their due. Prayed that this little corner of paradise would not slip through my fingers. But I've waited for so long. Too long. So long that I began to doubt the very existence of faith was simply a self-imposed conceit.
How does it feel? Despair, fear, sorrow, what else? The feeling of
incredulity. How do we doubt something that exists in one's own mind? It means you've begun to doubt yourself, with terrible consequences if one is unable to dispel the doubt. If even faith could be false, then how much of Stefano is real?
I wanted to understand. I tried to understand, but I overestimated myself. We could never truly understand each other. Understanding remains precious, fleeting, even with the incredible power of empathy. But having experienced so much, I have begun to think that there are many emotions that can be communicated from one to another, and understood by most, even without the empathy. At least, I can say that I have begun to understand the thoughts of a certain individual, not because I have sensed something, but because I have experienced it myself. I offer this to you, Bishop Stefano.
It's
the notebook of a cleric who spent some time here. I thought you might find it interesting. Perhaps just like you, he had many questions and many troubles.
You asked me about my plans? I plan to return to Laterano, but not with the others.
You mean you'd want to travel from here to Laterano by yourself? At your age?
Please don't stop me. I must know. I must rediscover my faith. If there comes a day where I atone for my sins, if there is truly such a thing as miracles, perhaps I will find my Laterano then.
In that case, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you find your answer, Father Stefano.
We will meet again in paradise. The old man says no more. Age has taken its toll on him, as have the ordeals of last night. The lines of age fill every gap on his face. Before Lemwin's eyes, Stefano Torregrossa walks out the door, his back slightly hunched. Executor Federico reporting in. As previously reported, the two nuncios are confirmed alive and well. They are expected to return to their posts in Laterano soon. Plans are in place for Sanctillaminium Ambrosi to resume movement. Setting a course for Laterano's outskirts, it is expected to arrive at its destination before spring next year. A request for supplies has been made to the Curia to ensure reliable mobility and to meet the everyday needs of the inhabitants. 41 of the 153 inhabitants of the monastery will depart the abbey. Serpilia will track and report on their subsequent movements.
The sarcas you mentioned. I must admit my surprise, even though I had a hunch. Whether it was the state of the abbey, the movements of the Church of the Deep, or Arturia, you've done well, Federico.
I failed to meet your expectations. Our intervention destabilized the situation at the abbey. There were 3 casualties.
You have doubts, my child.
Yes. I can rectify a wrong if I see it. I know many ways of stopping a sinner. But at no point during this mission was there a clear course of action. Why was the result suboptimal if no error was committed? Are our laws suitable for all circumstances? If not, on what do I base my actions? That is where my doubts lie.
I don't have an answer for you, Federico, because this is a question that troubles me as well. But I'm happy that you're beginning to ask these questions. I don't understand. There is no need to be anxious. You're beginning to ask questions that you've never considered before. Is that not a big step forward? It's like pulling the cork from a bottle of fine wine. The hardest part is over. All that is left is to pour out what you want. I'm going out to visit a friend, one that you're not unfamiliar with. I'll take your question to him and share with you the answer he offers. The towering statue is silent. The rays of the morning sun pour in. The executor ends the call and looks up. The aging Sanctus silhouette begins to fade into the morning sun as he slowly walks away. As she sees him off, Lemwin gets a feeling. The feeling that she has not seen the last of the old man. As he said himself, perhaps he will find the Laterano that he is looking for.
Oh, that's fun. So this is what happens when you're in here. I've made it past the barrier. I've snuck it through. Look at this. It's just empty. How strange. Well, we made it in the end. Missed all the EX stages. That one, and these two. Ooh. Interesting. It's a Young Executor and Young Virtuosa are so cute in this picture, what the fuck? Ooh, Dorothy and Thorns. And Lingering Echoes. Literally... Okay, it's the 4th. At least it's counting it as the 4th. So, tomorrow night. Oh, there's 2. Bait Banner. What do you mean, Bait Banner? Oh, there's a limited coming up, isn't there? Who's the next limited? Is it Swire? Or is it Eyjafjalla? I don't remember which one it was. Eya. Right. Eyjafjalla Thafhit Aska. Or something like that. On the 15th. That close? Damn. Well, I guess not tomorrow night, but the night after Saturday night, I'll be redoing all of Lingering Echoes. I finished the story of Lingering Echoes, if I remember correctly, meaning that it should be a breeze to go back through all the stages, and then I just have to do the EX stuff. And once I'm done with that, we should be good. I think. Could be wrong. Let's get an Ethan.
俺が見えないって目の前にいるじゃねえか。ま、俺のことはイーさんって呼んでくれ。
The question is if I have the time to... I'm wondering if I can stream tomorrow night. It's an interesting question. I finish work at 6. Then I have to make dinner. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, but I would like some time to myself, considering how long this stream was. Unclear.
ここがあなたが約束してくれた居場所ですか？
Ugh. My headache isn't going away
今
though.
日の予定
え
あんたにもらった任務に敵めがけてありったけの矢をぶっ放す。それが終わったら飯を食って寝る。それだけ。
564753. Hey Tunisia, if you're still here. Grab this. Here, give me that too. Okay. Now, I'd say it's high time I found someone to raid. I don't have many people right now. Let's raid B. What? They don't accept raids. It's questionable. I guess I have to find a random Arknights streamer, huh? It's been a while since I've had to do this. Usually I'll have someone who I know. Oh, final streaming. I don't want to chuck 6 viewers into 50 though. I want to help someone smaller if I can.
ドクターが構ってくれない。
Jeez. Okay. Flash raid. Booted zoo underscore tenside. Did that work? Oh yeah. Nice. Cool. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye, Ami. I'll see you all later. Okay? Bye bye.